Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Legacy of the Lost. Uh, Hold on, I did that wrong. Uh, Sorry, my brain is not functioning. Welcome back, everyone, to Legacy of the Lost, episode 11, or is it 12? Yeah,
One of them.
yes,
12, I think.
yes, episode 12. Sorry, that's my bad. My brain has not been functioning properly. Let's introduce our characters, starting with you, Alpheus.
Hey, I'm Alpheus. I'm the dwarven artificer of the group.
Endre,
Hello, I am Andre, the Tiefling Sorcerer.
Aquin,
Hello, I'm Aquin. I am a Dragonborn Druid.
uh, Rook,
Howdy. I'm Rook, the Leon and Paladin.
and finally, Kasira.
Hi, I'm Kasira, and I'll be playing the Tiefling Fighter.
Okay. Last time, well, you guys had uh, found, I should say, a ship.
We fighters
Which,
keepers.
It was stolen.
Keepers.
I'm stating it now. It was
Fighters
stolen.
keepers.
The thief knows.
They're misusing it.
This is for Alpheus's card.
Anyway, continue.
you guys had, for lack of a better word, stolen a ship, took it across the high seas, and now you guys find yourself there. Within the basement of the ship, a chest that will not be moved. And you guys have just discussed your places in the world. What do you guys do now?
I think talking should involve drinking. Anybody have anything to drink?
Andre will kind of look through her pouch, realizing all she has is bagels, and then look back at Alpheus and just kind of shake her head no.
Well, worth a shot.
All I have is water, but there's probably something on this ship. We can go look, unless you two have anything. And she'll look over to Aquin and Rook.
Aquin, rapidly shakes her head. I don't
Oh.
think this is necessary.
What else are we supposed to do on this ship? There's not much really to do. I mean,
We need to stay on course if, to figure out where we exactly need to go. I'm not sure how to, manage this entire thing. Aquin's taught me a little bit. But we do need to stay on course. And she'll peek over. Are the waves, steady, or are they more, untamed and kind of brushing against the ship?
Right now, the waves are lapping gently at the bottom of the boat. The sea seems calm for now.
Aquin, well, not Aquin, Andre, sorry, Aquin. Andre will kind of look over at Aquin and kind of, I guess, confusingly ask, does one person needs to be constantly driving this boat or sailing? I don't know the proper terminology, but,
Well, assuming
Yeah,
the currents don't pull us in other directions, we should be fine to just set it on its course and leave it be for a while, but I do have to check up on it occasionally.
okay. Do you perhaps want to kind of give us a dummy's guide on how to manage it if the situation occurs and you're not able to?
Aquin kind of lets out a deep breath, like a pensive breath, and rubs the back of her head. I don't know if I could teach someone if I tried, but I'll do my best.
Are you guys interested by chance? And she's gonna kind of turn to the rest of the group, seeing if they're also interested in like figuring out at least the basics of how to steer a ship.
I mean, Aquin taught me how to like kind of manage the sails a little bit. I think I've got that, but worst case scenario, I need to be the one that steers. I guess I'll just learn really quick.
Ultimately, I'll just, if you want me to pick something up for the sake of potentially being useful to you, Aquin, while we're doing this, then I'll learn from it.
She nods hesitantly. Then, I don't know where to start, but, the steering wheel, I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? You just turn it the direction you want the ship to go. And she places both hands on the wheel and sort of just turns it to show how to change its course.
I mean, it seems pretty simple to me. I don't think that would be too hard.
Andre kind of just shrugs, like, I guess it's simple enough. I mean, I'm assuming, the anchor is to tie it down or stop.
Yeah.
So that's my, one-on-one, I guess, basic knowledge from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Granted, this is the first time I've been on a boat, so.
If you ever need to speed up, typically you'll want to tighten the ropes, and if you need to stop or slow down, you'll want to loosen them. So that should be the gist of it, I hope.
Kasara will look around the flanks of the ship. Is there any weaponry around or spears?
There is
DM?
very little to no weaponry around.
Okay. Kasara will clasp her hands together and just say, okay, not saying this will happen, but worst case scenario, another ship comes by and they're hostile. Did you want to completely avoid it and just try to just outrun them?
Like we could outrun a ship.
That's why I'm like, I don't know boat terminology.
Sail away!
Outsail
She's
them?
gonna
Yeah, I was about to say.
like point out a random direction.
So what do you guys do?
I think
Aquin just kind of stands there awkwardly, rubbing their arms, hoping they find something else to talk about because they hate being in the spotlight.
How about, Alpheus? You wanted that ale, right? Maybe we can go find it somewhere. It's probably somewhere just lying around.
Yeah, let's go check.
Wait,
Okay.
I don't think we finished exploring the ship completely. So, finding the sleeping quarters and then also food storage area, see what it has available.
That's fine by me. You want to join us? And she'll look over to... Actually, the entire party. Or, actually, somebody needs to stay up here, don't they?
I think the currents are pretty calm.
We can always put that little, hook thingy down and she'll point over at the anchor.
I don't think we're in shallow enough water for it to catch anything. A, and B, we would stop moving.
I think the goal is to continue moving, so just set it on a course and leave it be unless, something occurs and we need to, or Aqua needs to, I guess, manage the ship.
Regardless, y'all have fun doing whatever. I have been high strung for the past couple days trying to move as fast as possible. So he calls Daybreak over and has Daybreak sit down, and is just going to like lean up against Daybreak's side, put his arms behind his head and close his eyes. I'll chill up here and make sure that nothing goes crazy.
Okay.
All right, so we're leaving the sleepy boy be.
And Aquan,
Famously, my people tend to take naps frequently, as far as I understand.
Andre is kind of gonna.
Let's,
Oh, sorry.
let's not disturb the prince while he takes his royal slumber.
Zara will chuckle.
Exactly right.
Andre is kind of gonna whisper over to Alpheus in his ears, like, I thought it was because he's our cat.
Alright, let's go check.
Kasara will bow graciously towards Rook.
Rook will,
Leave you be, Your Highness.
Rook will give her an ostentatious wave.
And she'll head off to join Alpheus and Andre exploring around the ship. Assuming Gar is also with Aquan.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you guys begin to search the ship, you notice a small, what most people refer to as just a sleeping area. At the bottom of the ship, there is a relatively large storage area. However, right now it is extraordinarily empty, with a large number of crates with just nothing in them. There is what looks to be a very small captain's quarters, and there's also an additional room where you guys did find the treasure chest. Outside of that, there's not much more.
Is there by chance like equipment such as like fishing gear or nets or anything like that?
No, there's not.
If we come across the chance, we should definitely try to find a town to dock in and maybe get some supplies.
Yeah, that'd probably be the smartest decision.
We kind of just stole this boat and don't have any.
Still is a strong word.
She's gonna give this like head nod, but like as in like judgment, because she knows that they definitely stole her the fucking shit.
Kasara will put a hand to her chest and like raise a brow and smirk. I am an honorable warrior. I would never do such a thing as steal.
She's gonna fold her hands to that. Aquan, do you by chance know how far the nearest town would be, or nearest dock, aside from the one we just left?
I only really know from which I came. I don't really know anything along the way, but I mean, if we sail along the edge of the shore, we should be able to find something eventually.
I think that might be the best idea, so we can just quickly dock, get some supplies, at least to fish or something along the lines, because I'm assuming this is gonna be a long travel. I believe Rook or someone had mentioned it was about 3 months. Am I correct?
Ugh. She'll kind of like, her shoulders will kind of sag. I forgot how long it takes to get there.
Oh, it'll be a good time to catch up on some reading for me.
Oh my gosh, reading. Alpheus, and she'll dig through her bag. The book that your father had, Age of Heroes. I glimpsed through it, but I haven't really dug into it that much. I realized the papers are like super fragile and thin and everything. It's like just really old. Maybe we can read this together.
I was planning on reading the Elemental translation speech, but sure, when I get some time I'll read the Elemental.
Maybe, yeah, maybe I can find something worthwhile, and maybe I can tell you guys a story or something. If you guys find yourself really bored, I can just read you something.
Aquan nods, kind of eagerly at this.
Yeah, story time. I'm totally good at that. I mean, I've practiced for a couple of years, not to, brag or toot my own horn, but I think I'm pretty experienced with it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, and no ale, so maybe when we stop by land, we can probably get some.
Yeah, a bunch, maybe. She's gonna
For sure.
kind of nudge.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
DM, quick question.
Yes.
Would Andre still have the Dwarvish language book from a few sessions back?
Remind
you
me, where
ever
did you
keep
get it
it?
again?
With the whole crystal event. The Crystal Man. When they were grabbing things to go. Because I was pretty sure
Oh
she
yes, I
grabbed
do
it.
remember that. Yes, you'd still have it.
Okay, Andre was like, "Oh, good time to practice this," and she's gonna hold out the Dwarvish language book and put it back in her bag.
Got it.
When did you get that?
When we were running from the Crystal Man dude.
Ah, I see. Huh. I don't know. It's like we're having a little book club.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd see myself in one of these.
Either way, I think, like you said earlier, Aquin, or I don't know if it was Kasaira or who exactly said this, but we should definitely try to dock pretty soon and, get some supplies.
Yeah, fine by me. I might go back, just back upstairs, just to make sure there's nothing around since, Rook's just napping.
That is
And of
fair.
course, I'll tiptoe around him so I don't wake him and, make him all,
Grumpy.
Yes, that.
Maybe he'll have a hissy fit.
Ah, I think if you say that in front of him, I think he'll probably get pressed about that, or really frazzled.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna go upstairs, you guys can do whatever, and she'll make her way out.
Well, I'll go direct our new course then. But that will require that I stay at the helm a bit longer than just picking a direction and going, so...
Would you like company?
Sure.
Alright, and Andre will follow her.
Okay. You guys make it to the helm. How long do you guys go for, or are you guys looking for a place to stop immediately?
The first place we see. Like
Okay.
town, city, anything.
And are you guys moving like directly across the border, or are you guys ways out from land?
Aquin's steering them out of like the docking zone. Shoot, I forget the actual technical term, but like out of the area where like ships go in to, staying at the specific depth of the ocean. But still close enough to see like the edge of the land and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, you continue to move along the border of land and as you guys continue going, you don't really see a whole lot for quite a while. It is a very large continent, and you're guessing that because you guys are so close to Everstone, there aren't going to be very many kind of trading ports in between Everstone and a decent ways out. You guys continue going then.
I think
By this time, how much time would you say passed? Like, is it like sunset, or has it gone dark?
How much time do you guys How much time would you have allowed to pass? I should say.
I mean, since we're just kind of looking for land, I'm not sure how long that would take considering we're now a bit far from Everstone. And, I mean, honestly, kind of going in blind, this besides the fact that Aquin knows where they're heading.
Mm-hmm.
Because you did mention it was around noon last time when we borrowed the ship.
Yes, it is. Hold on, sorry. So yeah, at this point, I would say, give or take, around like 8-ish. So sun's starting to go down. So yeah.
Yeah, would you consider this like a short rest or like a long rest since we're just kind of
If you guys would like to
waiting
take a long
around?
rest, by all means.
Okay? I'm just making sure. I think somewhat in between, Andre would have passed around the rest of the bagel she had to each member so that they ate something at least.
Okay.
Every member would get a churro bagel, by the way,
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
except
sweet.
for Andre. She has a lemon bagel.
Okay.
That was all she had left.
Oh, no.
Well, she has rations too, but
I hope that baker's doing all right down there. I wanted to go check, but we didn't really have time.
oh, I
Yeah.
forgot.
I'm sure we'll run into him again.
Or one of his brothers.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
So, does anyone have anything? I don't know, like something fun we could do. Any card games? Any little tricks up their sleeves?
Define card game.
I don't know, like blackjack. Trying to think of other card games that are in D&D terms that I could
No,
list.
everybody has Uno.
No, it's just
What
called
is it?
Dos.
Uno.
in D&D.
Everyone is like,
No,
shit.
it would have to be Thresh
Everybody
because there's the DOS. The DOS is a real Uno game.
Except Alpheus's family. He has the oldest known. Sorry.
The oldest known Xbox.
Yeah.
The oldest Xbox known
man.
to man.
It didn't come with Uno.
Y'all are apparently forgetting the existence of Three Dragon Ant.
Oh
Of course, how could we possibly forget?
I think I'm.
Kasara would have kind of made a face and kind of like rock back and forth, like very sheepishly. The cards I have aren't exactly meant for games.
What are they meant? What are they meant for?
To speak of your past, present, and future. Fortune telling. Or
So you're a
just
fortune
tarot
teller?
reading. What?
You're a fortune teller?
No. No. My mother is, but I wouldn't really call myself that. I didn't really pick up after her work, but I know somewhat. I know what the cards mean, but I'm not like super detailed and awesome like, she is.
Well, you are awesome in your ability to fight in combat, so I think you're pretty awesome that way. But maybe you're awesome at this too.
For the first time in a bit, she would have given a slight bashful smile. You're buttering me up, and she'll kind of swish her hand in Andre's way. But, I mean, yeah, she'll kind of fumble through her words. I mean, there's, if you guys want, I mean, I can try and manage, I can figure out just to get into that. I just need to get into the headspace first before we start anything.
Oh, only if you're really comfortable with it.
You all would actually be my first, telling, actually. I never do it for myself or others. I've watched my mother do it with her countless clients, and I've only managed the shop and everything, but never really speak fortunes and futures into existence, you know. But I can try if you guys want it.
I mean, what harm can it do? Famous last words.
She'll kind of give like a slight nervous smile. Yeah, that's the spirit, right? Yeah, there's no harm done in it. Besides, it's probably just cards anyway. She'll look around. I would want to go within the ship for this, just because everything can be a little bit distracting, any kind of just silence. But then that kind of puts the ship at risk. You know what? It's fine. Maybe I could just figure it out with the wind and everything. It's fine. And she'll look around. Please sit down, all of you. And she'll go through her bag. In like a mini circle.
Yes,
If you'd like to, of course. I don't. If you don't want your fortune told, that's fine by me.
Andre will look over to Rook to see if he's still asleep.
Absolutely. He's snoozing big time.
Okay, Andre will walk over and kind of like tap him on the shoulder lightly.
His eyes don't open, but he just kind of grumbles and yeah.
You want your fortune told?
What?
We're doing a bonding activity. Do you want your fortune told?
Sure.
And then she's gonna like hold her hand out, just kind of like to help him up, as if she's like gonna pull him up, but she's obviously weaker than him, but is very confident in her ability.
Brooke peeks a couple of eyes open and looks at her hand that is outstretched, gets a smirk, and is just going to very lazily begin to stand while putting most of his weight onto the hand that she is outstretched.
Can Andre make a strength?
Oh god.
Uh,
Sarah trying to get into the zone, and she hears a big thud in the background.
let me make that strength check really quickly to see what happens. Is it just pure strength? DM?
For what? For picking Rook up?
Yeah, or helping him up.
That would
You're giving him
be
a-
strength.
Okay. That is a 5.
I think it just I think it looks like Rook being a little shit, also weighing like 500 pounds because he's 7.5 feet tall.
Oh my god.
You begin to completely crumple, and he will just very quickly stand up, and just kind of pull you with him.
I feel like Andre kind of would be dangling for a second because of just the pure height difference. As before, she was like using all her weight to pull him back, like tussling her legs back and forth. And then find herself dangling before letting go of his hands. And maybe with a slight thud to her feet.
He's just chuckling.
Yeah, I did that all on my own. She says, kind of
Oh
pride-
yeah, it was really impressive.
trying not to seem embarrassed at all.
I shot straight up.
Yeah, totally. And then she turns to walk over to Syra, hoping the rest of the group did not see.
I think during that time, Kasaira, Alpheus and Aquin, are you both sitting down?
Yeah, I think Aquin set everything into motion and came and joined the circle.
I feel like Alpheus would have been inside already just reading, so
Okay.
he wouldn't have heard anything going on. But he's curious as to why everybody's trying to come inside.
I would say that worried, since Kasara's worried that they might get ambushed, or anything, she would have stayed outside within the ship, but she will, before she starts, she'll go inside and offer Alpheus what's going on, and she'll head downstairs and peek in. Alpheus?
What? What happened?
Nothing. And she'll kind of just like drum her hands against her thighs. So, I'm offering fortunes being told and stuff because my mother gave me her cards when I had no idea that she packed them. But it's fine. Would you like your fortune told?
I'm not one to believe in fate, but if you're offering, I don't see why not.
Yeah, it's no harm done. It's complicated. It'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be nice. Maybe you'll get to know more about yourself.
I doubt cards could tell me more about me than I already know.
You would be surprised. And she'll give him a little elbow.
Alrighty then.
Okay, follow me into your future. And she'll kind of do a little like wiggly fingers and like creep out into back up on the ship.
Alpheus is walking already regretting it.
Kasara this entire time would have just been trying to get into that enthusiastic manner of like believing that futures could be told within cards, and she'll kind of shake out her nerves with her hands, and then as soon as Alpheus sits down and I'm assuming Andre and Rook are now sitting down.
Yes.
Okay. Kasara, she will start to kind of like gravitate around in the circle and sift through her bag and place a deck of cards in front in the center of the circle, and she would have started making her way around the circle and gently placing down little like, it looks like these candles were used before, and she'll like set them down carefully around the circle, and she'll ensure that the sun goes down before she starts to just ensure that there's darkness so that the candles will stand out within this little shape, and afterwards she'll step into the circle and start lighting them with a small flame, and then she'll sit down and close her eyes, and she will try to envision her mother and to attempt to like channel her energy at first, and how her like fixation with this art carries a lot of just power and knowledge, and she'll reminisce on the sound of her voice before letting her mind go blank. She'll begin to reflect back on memories of her own to conjure her own energy for this ritual, and she'll think about her time in battle, being inches away from death, her time spent in Everstone with the party and her sister. And she'll let out a small breath, and she'll kind of hesitate with her words as she's trying to think back onto what the same statement her mother would say. And she'll kind of instinctually, as if muscle memory, her hand will linger towards the cards, and she'll place all her fingers upon it. Offer me insight and guidance, so that I may translate and be a channel of spoken foresight and truth. Time is eternal, the future is inescapable, and fate is inevitable. Let me bear this sight of past, present, and future. And with her eyes closed, she'll shuffle through the cards and sift through each one. And then she'll open her eyes and look towards the far left. Who is currently on the far left to Kasira?
I'll just say Alpheus.
Okay. She'll look towards Alpheus and silently without breaking eye contact. She will then spread the cards out in front of him, and then she'll select the card at the far left for past, in the middle of the deck, present, far right, future. And she'll place these 3 cards down in front of him and collect all the cards back and separate them into one pile. Then she will slowly reach over and flip over past. What does the card say, DM?
Oh yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I've been doing stuff
You're
in the
good.
background.
When you said give guidance or whatever, I was like this close to saying, "Oh, all right." I would have given Kasira some guidance.
Dude, you should have. That been so funny.
The first card is the plane of Earth.
Okay. Kasira will drum her fingers against the floor and kind of hum to herself. Okay. So your card is Earth. This means you have a diverse set of skills and belief structure is the way to success. The events in your life have caused you to adapt, and your spirit has evolved to something greater. Your community strengthens your heart, whether they are with you or in spirit. And then she'll gravitate towards present and flip that over.
The next card you pull is the elemental plane of air.
Right. And she'll squint at that. So you are known to be your loved one's peace, a being of tranquility and balance, but your emotions can often take a toll on yourself and cause a lot of destruction. You have this specific ability that you carry, but you're unsure if it's a curse or a blessing. It will affect the outcome of your goals. You have to be cautious. And she will move over to the last card, Future, and she'll stare at that card for a moment, just not knowing what's on the back, and then she'll flip it over quickly.
The elemental plane of magma.
Magma. Okay. So, how do I put this? She'll kind of like sit back. How do I put this lightly? So, in your future, you carry a burden that is so strong that the sheer weight of it is enough to rub your skin raw, leaving a mark as a reminder of your tragedy. But you have persisted despite this and sharpened your techniques. But it has caused you to be short-fused and a bit hot-headed. You are capable of ceasing this kind of negativity as long as you keep an open mind. You have endured many consequences after your tragedy, but ultimately, you will have to decide whether it defines you or not.
Sounds like I'm doing a good thing by reading this elemental book. 2 of my cards are elemental planes, or whatever you say they are.
Yeah, see, there's a connection. What was that about fate that you were saying?
I still don't believe in it.
Okay. Your choice. And she'll sit back and look over to whoever is next to Alpheus.
That would be awkward.
Alwyn perks up.
Okay. Let's see. And she'll pause for a moment. Wait, Alpheus?
What is it?
I want to see something very quickly. And she'll place the cards right between the both of them. And she'll extend her hands out. Hold my hands.
Intimate on the first time? At least take me to dinner first. As he stretches out his
Hold
arms.
my hands, Alpheus.
All right.
leans over to Andre and is like, "He's trying to steal your girl.
Audrey
You
just
gotta
kind
get
of
over
rolls her eyes and just like flutters him away with her hand.
She'll look down at the cards and then look back into Alpheus's eyes and look back into the cards, and then she'll tighten her grip on his hands. Is there anything forming around their hands, DM?
Around whose hands, sorry?
Alpheus's and Kasira's.
As you look closer, you do see, well, it's not like very, very evident. There is a very slight glow.
What color is the glow?
It, none. It's not white, it's not dark, it's not like colorful in any way. It's the pure essence of light itself. There is no light to it. It's almost as if the light color would be your very bodies.
Her brows will raise. I'll be damned. That's your aura.
What?
Your aura. If I could put it simply, I guess the color of your soul. Just the embodiment of what you are. I didn't think it was gonna work. I thought only my mother could do this.
Cool.
It might
Seems
serve you
very
one day.
confused. Yeah. Uh, I'm sure it will.
I mean, it's almost. I wouldn't even. I mean, usually there's somewhat of a color, but yours is just white. That's a lot of purity. I did not expect that.
Thanks, I guess. I'm gonna go
It
back to
may.
sitting down.
It may serve you. Don't know with what, but it might. And she'll let go of his hands. Okay, Aquin. And she'll take the deck of cards and collect them all back together.
Awkward
We
looks.
will see if this aura picks up after my reading again. I think usually she does. My mother does it. And she's speaking as she's shuffling them. My mother. I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to. She'll close her eyes and start shuffling them. And she'll take a deep breath and let it go before spreading them all out with her eyes closed and opening her eyes. And she'll select past, far left, middle, present, far right, future. All right, Aquin. Your past. And her hand will glide over and she'll take her index and middle finger and flip the card over.
Elemental plane of water.
Okay. So your past, I will say, with water, you are an incredibly resourceful person, and you have the will to achieve your dreams with refined expertise, and you carry a certain grace and beauty many long for, and your heart is gentle but fierce. You protect those around you with great valiancy. But never shed your mercy to those who take advantage of your love, and if they dare to, your demonstration of power will be recognized and it will be an undying force, and you will be rewarded. And she'll move on to present and flip it over.
Limbo.
Okay, we were just there. Okay. With limbo, you are unsure of your path and seem to move in a state of chaos, not knowing why anything is happening. Because you've grown up in this kind of environment, you thrive in it. Start thinking of alternative ways to execute your plans and formulate what your true purpose is in your life. You will see that Your life will improve after this decision. And then Kasaira will flip over future.
For the final card, as you flip it over, the plane of ice.
Okay. So, in your future, you are known to be quite cold, and you have a tendency to shut down when the stakes get high, but you have a piercing might, which is known by many. Be watchful of times of great sorrow, when harsh times brittle relationships. Guide yourself with dignity through this period. And then she'll extend her hands out for Aquin to grab them.
Aquin hesitantly reaches over.
As you grab hands, a soft blue, but one that none of you have ever seen before, is emitted.
Asira will give a soft smile. That fortune may have been just a bit bitter, but I have a lot of faith in you, Aquin. And
She
your
looks
aura is
down and
pretty.
smiles. Thank you.
Of course. And she'll let go of their hands. I haven't seen that kind of blue before. Stands out. Kasara will then look to whoever is next to Aquin.
Rook.
Rook looks so nervous.
It's okay to be a bit nervous. And she'll not she doesn't have a lot of experience of just reassurance, so she just kind of gives a soft look, and before she collects the cards back into her grasp, and she'll take deep breaths as she closes her eyes once more and shuffles through them. And she will, as she's done just in secret with each person, she would have thought about them, how she felt about them, and just them as just a being on their own without the party. And not she's known bits and pieces about each member throughout this time they spent together. Of course, not enough, but enough to know that they're all good people, and she'll hope with all her heart that all these fortunes, yes, be positive, but also do speak truth. And she'll then set all the cards down and spread them out and select Rook's past, present, and future. And then she'll scoot them forward, set the other side deck of cards down to the side, and she'll look to Rook, back to the past card, and flip it over.
Shadowfell.
Okay. Off to a great start. She was saying very sarcastically, and she'll kind of just try to lighten the mood as best as possible. Uh, okay, so with your past being Shadowfell, you are grand in intelligence and firm with your logic. Because of this, you want things to happen in a specific way, or else it cannot be done. If you are decisive, you will know success. And then she will move to present.
Arborea.
All right. Arborea. She'll sit back and kind of think for a second. Your future actually extends far as for your lifespan, and your emotions are interconnected with magic. Your supernatural power has been linked to ancient traditions, and you uphold them even if you're unaware of your ancestry. You are not to go, you're not to one to like go back on your word, and you have been taught to hold this word as if it was on your life. There are whimsical and enchanting lands awaiting you, and your dreams will come alive and manifest, curated to your desires. And then she'll sheepishly move on to future.
Mount Celestial.
But I will say this now, this is the best card you could have gotten, or the best card in general. And she'll kind of give like an affirmative nod. You will receive enlightenment after your travels through the course of time and be highly regarded as almost otherworldly by your experience. You hold knowledge to the highest standard, and your presence is enough to make even the greatest bow their heads. You are to do good in your life, and your morals will be armored in fairness. Abiding by your rules has led you to this state. And she'll reach out her hands.
I think Rook, uh, A, before he gives his hands, when you said like the past one and it was like you're very intelligent, Rook was like, I didn't think I was. But then um I think he, when you read the future one, looks very torn and a bit like surprised to the point where he's starting to tear up just a little bit as he reaches to grab your hands.
As you hold hands, a soft yellow light appears. But this time it is a little bit odd, for in it are wisps of black light as well.
Kind of like at first, like she would have inspected his expression to see if he was all right. And noticing the tears, she wouldn't want to make a scene, or in case the party hasn't noticed, she'll just her lips will kind of spread into this reassuring look before noticing the black wisps dancing through the aura, and her smile will crack just for like half of a second, and she'll kind of like tilt her head with interest. Huh. I will say, though yellow is, yes, bright, but and it does stand out, the black could mean something bolder. That something waits within your aura, or that it's still finding itself. But I'm sure you'll find it.
Rook. Uh go Rook's face kind of, if I guess he's furry, so like it's hard to he can't really go pale, but sees the black. You mentioned that, and he's just, I don't, I don't think it will. But thanks.
Well, Rook, metamorphosis is usually happen with auras. Auras change, they don't really stay the same. It depends on what you've been through. And hey, auras can sometimes, very rarely, have multiple colors. You just happen to be one of them.
Look at me.
Yeah. And she'll slowly let go of his hands. She'll hesitate for a moment as her eyes land on Endre. I I haven't really done my own reading before. I'm honestly, I think I can probably go last if you would like to know.
I mean, it's really up to you and how comfortable with you're with even sharing your own reading.
I'm sure it's uh I mean I don't know. And she'll look down at the cards. I'll just get it over with. And she'll shuffle the cards. I'll save you for last since you and she'll kind of like fumble through the cards. Never mind, and she'll start
But you're
shuffling them a
saving
bit
your
more
the
rapidly.
best for last? She's gonna say very sheepishly, like saving the best for last, saving the best person for last.
No, she'll say this obviously so much of there's a tone with Kasara, you know she's lying, but she just says no very quickly and continues shuffling a bit more quickly.
And I think as like Rook comes back to sit next to Andre, she would just like give him a light pat, like reassuring pat as well.
He doesn't even react. He's just very distant at the moment.
She'll let out a sigh and try to relax as her fingers are kind of twitchy as she's shuffling them before setting the cards down, spreading them, and selecting past, present, and future. And then slowly taking the cards to herself, and she'll open her eyes. Okay, and she'll flip past over.
Beastlands.
Okay, so this meant that I kind of just flourished on the wild side of life. And even if doom were to approach my path, I would bend it to my will. But bending can do more harm than good. And I have to be wary of this path, no matter how welcoming it is. And then she'll flip over present.
Outlands.
She'll let out a sigh. Okay. Um, she'll kind of squint her eyes and kind of like press her hand to her forehead. Outlands. What was Outlands? Outlands is it's like it's not exactly great, but it could be worse. And she'll kind of like rub her head. Outlands is I just she'll let out a huff and she'll start to remember what it meant and then move on to future. And she'll hesitate as her hand kind of floats over it before she kind of like flexes her hand out into a fist, and she'll flip over future.
Feywild.
She'll narrow her eyes. Okay. Feywild. Great. So what this means it means that they know me to be proud or boastful, and I dabbled in trickery. People will know me to be chaos or the epitome of anarchy and or master of disguise, whether that be physically or mentally. But to strangers, I could be a threat, and strangers attack what is not understood. And if I put myself in the line of danger, they won't hesitate. And she'll clear her throat and quickly cast Outlands aside into the bottom of the deck and take the two cards. And put those aside and then kind of look back at her hands, shake her head, and then clasp them together to see if anything pops out.
A orange light comes out. Very soft orange light.
All right. And she'll look down at this orange light almost longingly before cupping her hands back together and separating her hands to let the aura kind of dim away. And then she will look to Endre. Okay, your turn. And she'll quickly try to shift her demeanor as her mind was stuck on Outlands, and she'll try to now think about Endre as she's shuffling through these cards. And her expression will, what was now creased with somewhat anxiety and disbelief and kind of frustration with her reading, it will soften just faintly. And her rapid pace of shuffling will slow down as every course of going through these cards are now meaningful before she sets them down, spreads it in a line, looks past, puts it down, present, puts it down again, and future. She selects all these three cards, pushes them forward to Endre, casts the other cards aside with an instinctive and like muscle memory like flick, as if she's done this before, and then she will open her eyes, look to Endre, look down to past, take two fingers and flip it over.
Before she flips it over, I think Andre would have also like as she came up put a reassuring like hand on her shoulder before sitting in front of her.
She would have taken like a small sigh after feeling the hand and then looking towards the past.
Carceri.
All right. So your perspectives in the past add significant value, but they seem to tarnish if you try to find neutral grounding. Time will seem to slip past you, kind of almost winged and fast paced. And she'll close her eyes and remember the words that her mom would utter when people would get selected for Carceri. Everything you know will wither and die, succumbing to the misery of things out of your control. And she'll quickly move on to present.
Andre kind of
Pan-
has like a scowl moved to that, not enjoying hearing that.
Pandemonium.
Okay. There is something that lies in your future that threatens your sanity. And your morals will be tested through a trial of inner will. Someone or something dares to hold you back with them and threatens your safety. Fight this and you will know peace. And she'll gravitate towards the future. Look back to Endre and then flip it over.
The
At
Nine
this point, she is
Hells.
just holding her necklace very tightly.
She'll grimace as she sees the nine hells. Okay, so, uh, she'll try to manage how to put this as softly as possible. All right, so your actions always had purpose behind it, whether it was to your knowledge or not. But you are seen as wicked, holding a mass judgment towards certain individuals. Your mind is corrupted with hateful thoughts, and it clouds your virtue. But if you part these clouds, you will see the true nature of what there is that lies ahead of you. And she'll extend her hands out.
Andre has this kind of like pain look across her face, kind of, but not necessarily just pain, but also fear. Before she hesitantly lets go of her necklace, that which she was holding very tightly, and then holding her hands out to touch hers.
A soft red glow.
Your aura is very passionate, Andre.
She is just gonna roll her eyes and with a little smile, even though her eyes show kind of what seems to be like pain.
She'll let out a soft sigh and then look towards the aura more closely. I know that this reading wasn't probably the best one, but it does show some guidance on how to move forward. I didn't intend for it to be like of ill manner or anything like that. I didn't mean for any of you to feel bad, and she'll look over to the rest of them. It's just what the cards say. I've had to memorize these planes of existence and know what their meaning is, and some, yes, have some negative meaning, but it can be warped into something if it's tended to with a more closer look. And she'll try to look for Andre's eyes, since she's not exactly, I'm assuming, looking directly at her.
Her eyes kind of looks up to meet hers. Um, before saying, I think fortunes are a path to your future and how you can change that. And I don't believe, the future is always set in stone.
Yeah, that's it. And she'll offer a crack of a smile before letting go of her hands.
Andre is just gonna let out a little sigh before standing up and kind of like wiping her hands away as if like kind of cleaning herself. Before, where are we looking right now? Like where are we at right now on the boat? Are we inside or on the deck?
I would say we're on the deck of the ship since Kasara would have been worried about ambush if they were all outside.
Yeah. Then she probably would be kind of looking out to the sea and seeing what's around as well.
As you look onto the sea, it's eerily calm right now. However, Kasira, do you put away your cards?
I would say as soon as Andre gets up and kind of watches her like clean off her hands, she'll look away and start just kind of collecting the cards all together.
Yeah, you collect all the cards. Do you put them away?
I do not.
Okay.
She would have been in the process.
You do notice something is happening with the cards, and I will give you the option to tell the rest of the party or not. However, it might cause grief if you do. Right now, as you are holding the deck, there are 5 cards in this deck in which feel odd. And stuff in which you are not aware of how it is happening to these cards.
as Kasara would have began sifting through and stacking the cards, making sure they're arranged neatly so there isn't any crackling or anything, she'll feel these cards and raise a brow, thinking maybe it was folded over by accident, and then she'll feel 5 individual ones that stand out, and her brows will kind of crease in confusion, and then she'll set the cards aside, um, that are fine, that are completely normal, and then hold on to the 5 cards before flipping them over.
The 5 cards are the card of magma, the plane of ice, Mount Celestia, the Feywilds, and hold on, and the 9 hells. The plane of magma card begins to glow in a very harsh, clear light, that of radiance. As from the center of the card outward, it begins to burn. Not in a fire sense, but in a pure magical sense. There's no smoke. The card is destroyed. On the card, the plane of ice. You see as water begins to pool around it, not coming from any other source, but just the card itself. And as the card's moisture level begins to rise, it's starts to get warped. It starts to change, only to then shred itself at the mere tilt of the boat. As you look at Mount Celestia, the card is dry. And as the slightest breeze comes along, the card vanishes in a flourish of sand. The card, the 9 hells, edges begin to singe as a fire burns its way through the entirety of the card, leaving nothing left but a very small pile of ash. And finally, the Feywilds. The visage on the card showing a landscape of trees and flowers and of dense foliage and a fairy. The fairy begins to morph as it looks towards you and smiles before, out of nowhere, out of nothing, a thumbprint appears in the bottom corner of the card as it is slid into a crack in the deck, as if being pulled there by some unknown thing, disappearing. Those 5 cards are now destroyed. Will you tell the rest of the party?
When all this happened, did this magical aura, the fire burning within the card, did this affect Kasara? Did this burn her hand? Did this infuse her hand with something?
None of these effects hurt you in any way. Yeah.
Kasara would have looked over to the party. What is their demeanor looking like based off the readings?
I cannot say. Alpheus?
Did we see this happen or no?
No, you did not see this happen. What is your reaction to the card drawing?
Like just the reaction of like your reading in general.
Like to my react. Sorry, it's a bit confusing. To my
When you
reaction
pulled
of
the
the
three
card.
cards for you, what is your reaction to those three cards?
Um, skeptical, doubt, something like that. Does that work?
Hmm? Ender?
All right.
Andre has kind of like the saddened look across her face and kind of concerned as well as angst. Um, and she's not necessarily looking in Kasara's direction. She was kind of looking, like I said earlier, off to sea.
Aquin?
Aquin looks kind of uncomfortable. Just kind of worried in general.
Rook?
I think Rook probably at some point soon after his reading got up and walked off a decent distance just to kind of just back over to wherever he was sitting earlier with Daybreak, and is just kind of leaning up against Daybreak again with his arms folded over his knees, and he's just staring out at the sea.
Okay.
Judging based off their facial expressions after witnessing these cards manifest into something that felt alive, that destroyed itself, that tore itself apart, that decimated into ash, she would have this wild expression of worry on her face. But she will hold her tongue as she felt she's done something wrong and made matters worse. And she will bite the inside of her cheek, collect the dust, and put them within another section of her bag that keeps things hidden, and quickly fold the top over and say nothing.
Okay.
She will rise up, begin collecting the candles, blowing the flame out, in silence.
Okay. So after that, what do you guys do?
I think Andre, after experiencing all that and now it's being dark, she would have kind of let out a sigh before um start walking towards the bed chamber or the sleeping quarters, whatever it's called, and saying, if we need to take watch tonight, just wake me up for my turn, whenever that would be. I think I need to just rest for a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll stay up. You guys go to bed.
I have to manage ship though, so I'll be busy with that.
Okay, yeah. I'll stay with you.
Fucking nuts.
She'll glance over to Rook and Alpheus. You guys should get some rest. We got a long voyage ahead of us.
does not budge from that spot on the bow of the ship. Eventually, when daybreak goes dusk mode, he just kind of like doesn't even really react and continues to sit there.
Okay.
Sarah will inhale sharply and walk towards Rook. She'll put a hand behind her neck. You should go get some rest, Rook.
I already slept earlier.
Well, you should at least just, it wouldn't hurt to just lay down somewhere more comfortable.
I'm fine here, but I appreciate it.
I didn't mean for it to go weird like that. I'm sorry. I feel like I've done something wrong by doing this.
He takes a moment. His eyes shift to you for the first time instead of looking out to the sea. And he just briefly shakes his head. He didn't do anything. To be honest, I was kind of getting a little bit emotional when he told the future part, because it sounded like more than I deserve, to be honest. And I felt very sort of hopeful about it. And then it was the part after that made me realize some things that I was hoping weren't true, I guess.
What do you mean, when your aura was shown?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it, Rook.
He just takes a deep sigh. The yellow is fine. At least I assume it was. The black wispy things. That, I'm sure, only means one thing. It's not exactly good.
She'll frown and grow a bit quiet. I'm not exactly the most knowledgeable of cards and fortune, and that's been my mom's thing for as long as I can remember. I never bothered to study it because I didn't think I would take anyone and tell anyone's fortunes and be able to pick apart auras very just intelligently. I know the basics of it ish, but I don't execute it very well. But I'm sure, Rook, there's no negative meaning behind it.
Guess you don't gotta try and backpedal on everything. The cards, I truthfully hope that the cards were telling the truth. I mean, hell, even if the future part where I'm some sort of grandiose figure ain't true, at least I'd be smart. But I've been running away from something, and I've been running towards something for 5 years at this point. And I just haven't ran fast enough, is the conclusion that I'm coming to. And I don't think I can.
Aquan puts a hand like up in the air as if to say something, but just kind of rests it down and leans toward the group a little closer and just says, "You'll never know until we get there."
Syra will kneel down and she'll kind of level with Rook and put both of her hands on his shoulders. Rook. Those black wisps were fighting, yes, to take over this yellow aura that you have. But guess what it was doing? It was overpowering the black wisps. The yellow is stronger than that. You have been stronger than that. Whatever you're battling that we don't know about, you are stronger than that. And you know better than to fall back into evil. Whatever these black wisps mean, yes, they linger, but they're not there. They have not formed. And they won't dare to. Because you're stronger than that.
He just smirks for a second beneath his arms, and he says, "Sorry, every time you've asked me about something that would clue you in on what the whole deal with what my whole deal is, I've been real dodgy about it, and I recognize that. Because I haven't really wanted to talk about it. But understand, as far as I know right now, I'm on borrowed time. I am alive because I fulfill a purpose. And that purpose is not my own, unfortunately. Seeing the fact that something that is so intrinsically bound to me as my aura or my soul or whatever is stained by that very purpose is just... I'm not giving up. But the fact of the matter is that it looks like I'm already caught.
You're not caught, Rook. You're just fighting. Fighting like hell, too.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. I made my choice a long time ago. Now, not a ton of a choice. I made my choice not to die a long time ago. And I guess now I have to live with the consequences.
There is reason with your existence, Rook.
Yeah, I know. My very existence serves to do one thing. And as of this
Hold on.
moment,
Your mouth fills with sand.
he starts spitting it out.
Oh, Jesus. I'm getting sand all over my face. Sarah will let go of his shoulders and quickly grab for her water skin again. How does this keep on happening?
He just sits there quietly for a second.
You listen to me, Rook. You are alive because it is of your own will. If some gods are watching you, whatever, and they have purposes for you, whatever. It is your own life, and you are here because you are strong, and because it will be.
I'm here
And
because
she will.
I'm here because I'm weak. Because I couldn't do a damn thing.
Rook, you hear this voice in your head. No one else does. You are here because of me.
And you took me because of my weakness. Sorry, you've been trying to get some insight into what I am, who I am for a while at this point. For the first time, if you would like to know, then I will tell you as best I can.
From what I know, Rook, she will hand over the water skin. You are my friend. That is first.
Yeah. I appreciate that friendship.
Drink the water and you can stay up and tell me or the party or whoever you'd like, but please just drink this water.
He's drinking it very, cooperatively.
Kasara will stand back up and look over to Alpheus. Are you going to bed?
I would assume so. Looks like everybody else is staying up. I guess I'll take second watch or whatever it is.
Yes, Andre's getting some rest now.
Alrighty.
She'll
Well.
be up with you.
I'll see you guys when my shift is starting.
Alright. Good night. There is a lot of guilt within her tone.
As the night begins to pass, all that is heard is the creaking of the bow of the ship moving through the water, still eerily calm, but too dark to see too far into the distance. And eventually, morning comes. As day breaks the horizon, the sea is like glass. A faint fog billowing over. As you look to the sky, you see near you there aren't many clouds, but you do see a slight build up to the west. And what a glorious morning it is. It's beautiful here. The sea reflecting all of your visages as you look over deck. The air fresh. And a beautiful red sky. What do you guys do?
Red sky?
That's not normal, is it? She'll look over to Aquan.
It usually is for mornings, but I mean, like, how red is it?
It's not like anything like eye-popping. It's not like blood-colored. It's just a red tint.
Andre would still be below deck, kind of reading her new book she has.
Okay.
Kasara will cross her arms and shrug. I mean, I've seen sunrises that have like some red in it, but like, I don't know. That's weird.
When exactly is the green tint supposed to arrive? Is that sunset or sunrise? They're not
Green
green tint. Apparently when the sun sets, I read about this in books. There's a small green tint to it. It's just visible for like a few seconds, but is that sunset or sunrise? I don't know what this red means, but I guess it's fine.
Probably means nothing. We should be fine. Everything will be okay.
DM, are there any birds around?
There doesn't look to be any.
Ah.
Casaro will start to go through her bag and look at the book of the Age of Heroes and slowly slide it out and carefully peel apart the pages to see if there's any light-hearted story within these passages.
There really isn't. It's very much so an informative tale, and even then, it is vague and difficult to read.
She'll sigh heavily with disappointment and start thinking back to her promising that she would tell a tale and just giving a story time to everyone to lighten the mood. And she'll let out a slight frustrated huff and gently close the book.
Hendrik, can I DM you something?
Yes?
I guess Alpheus would just be still focused on the elemental book.
Okay.
While
I'm gonna go check on Andre. Rook, do you mind manning the sails?
Oh, sorry. My mic didn't pick me up. I said, yeah, that's fine.
Alright. Casaro will leave her station and start going below deck to see what Andre's up to, if she's still sleeping or anything. And she'll go down quietly.
Andre is just kind of in her little hammock as it kind of swings towards with the waves of the ocean waves, sorry. And in her hand she has a book regarding learning the Dwarvish language. She is currently trying to learn another language.
Seeing that she's awake, she'll stroll up to her. What are you reading?
I'm trying to learn Dwarvish, or whatever it's called.
How's it going so far?
Let me roll to see how. DM, what roll would that be to see how far she gotten into, or how far does she understand how to read this?
So, to understand a new language in D&D, you need some form of material in order to actually understand it, or some form of teacher, and then it takes 10 weeks to learn a new language, in which you are every single long rest attempting to learn it. And then that 10 weeks is you take away 1 week for every additional point in intelligence. So if you have a 10 in intelligence, it's just a flat 0. If you have a 12 or 13 in intelligence, it's a +1, so therefore it only takes 9 weeks. All the way up to
Okay,
a 20.
I have a +2.
Okay, so that means it would take 8 weeks.
Okay, so how would that...
It's been 1
How
day.
is it going? Okay. It is... She's just gonna say it is going. The best way I could say. I've learned how to say it and them. I'm figuring out pronouns.
Casaro will laugh and she'll peek over. She'll squint up one word. You don't know what this one means?
I mean, there's the common translation underneath. And she's gonna point.
Oh, really? And she'll squint more. Oh, stars, I really hope. I hope my vision's okay. Does ocean... Maybe I just needed more sleep, and she'll rub her face. Was the watch okay last night?
I mean, no one really woke me up for the watch, so I'm assuming it was good.
Oh. I mean, we're all alive, so... Nothing happened.
How how's it going out there? How's everyone?
It's going.
Do you know how much longer we have left before we dock?
That's a great question.
I'm trying to dock right now, actually.
Oh, what? She'll like shout over as she hears Aquin. What did you say?
Nothing. Never mind.
She'll shrug her shoulders.
She kind of looks confused as she like puts her book down as she, hoists herself out of the hammock. I think we should just kind of check that out.
Yeah.
As she kind of walks, guiding towards the stairs above deck.
Syra will follow after her. As she walks behind Andre, her somewhat... It was kind of... You could see there was a little bit of force in her uplifted demeanor, and the demeanor shifts as she follows after Andre, seeing that she can't face her. And then her limbs just feel tense. And she'll kind of fiddle with her fingers as she recalls what happened last night, when everything was shredded and destroyed and turned to ash. And her eyes begin to kind of just like cloud over with like a distant look, and kind of zoning out momentarily before the sun greets them as they go on dock. And she'll glance over to Aquin.
Aquin seems preoccupied.
Zara will look around. Is there any land nearby, DM?
You guys are still a
Well,
pretty
we've been
decent
telling-
away from the continent. You guys can see it, but you are a decent ways away.
Is
Kasara
this the
will...
part you say land ho?
I mean, she'll look over to Aquin.
Again, Aquin just seems too preoccupied to react or comment.
Kasara will begin to walk over and then gently tap them on the shoulder.
They seem to jump a little before looking at Kasaira. Huh? What is it?
Hey, sorry. Do you know how far we are on land?
Well, I'm heading for shore, but Aquin kind of judges distance a little bit. I mean, we should be arriving at shore in a little bit, I'm sure.
Really?
And then Aquin just kind of looks around and fiddles some more with the sails and knots and ropes and stuff.
Well, that's good news then, no? I mean, we'll resupply and maybe we'll grab some mail. Oh god, the rail sounds so good right now.
I don't know if there will be a town over here.
Oh, I hope so.
The
That
wind
would be
begins to pick
really,
up.
really lucky. Oh. Sorry. You said the winds pick up?
Yes, the winds begin to pick up.
Kasara will kind of like trail off as she's speaking and like kind of put a hand just over her eyes, her palm facing out, to kind of fight the wind. I really hope there's like a tavern there or something. That'd be really cool. And we can actually sit down and like drink and all that stuff.
Aquin is silently continuing to steer the ship to shore.
Kasara will see how intently they're focused on steering the ship and figure that she's probably distracting them, and she'll slowly back away before looking out towards the land. And then she'll walk over towards the edge along like the flanks of the ship, and she'll peer over to see if there's anything within the water, just looking for fish, anything of that matter, and hoping that there's nothing else lurking underneath them.
Okay. Aquin, as you continue to attempt to steer the ship towards shore, the wind is picking up more and more, and as you look behind you, to the west, you see large clouds building, large gray clouds. What do you do?
You said the west, right?
Yes.
Is that not the direction we were coming from?
Yes, that is the direction you guys are coming from.
And the winds are to our backs, correct?
Yes.
Realistically, the probable best thing to do in this scenario is to not try to outrun the storm, but to go perpendicular to it. Which means Aquin is paying very close attention to how far the clouds stretch.
They are covering a very large percentage of the horizon at this point, if not the entirety of it.
Okay. Change of plans. And Aquin looks over at the rest of the group.
What do you mean?
Well, look. And Aquin points to the large storm clouds.
Kasara will look up and then look back to Aquin. I mean, a little rain never hurt no one, right?
Aquin shakes their head. This isn't rain. This isn't just any old rain, anyway.
So are we gonna sail through a storm, or is it something else?
We're going to try to avoid the storm. And I think we need to hurry.
Okay, how can we help?
Aquin points to the other, like ropes, sails, everything, all the gear. And just kind of, says, well, we need to tighten a lot of ropes. So if you can, and then Aquin gets stressed out for a second. Actually, no. I'll take care of the ropes. You all just steer us away from the storm. And then they hurry off to go take care of the sails.
Steer? She'll look over to the wheel. Okay. And she'll rush over. Do you want us all at this spot? Or anywhere else?
No. Who else is, like, within range, like, listening to Aquin? Like, is it just, Kasaira and, Audrey, or are there others?
I mean, Andre was with, like, sitting near Kasaira, but she wasn't.
She didn't come
necessarily. She wasn't necessarily like paying complete attention.
Gotcha.
I don't think. I think Rook would definitely still be on the bow, and if you needed something, would get up and start moving.
Yeah, Aquan just kind of calls out to Rook because, yeah, she's gonna need some help.
Syra will yell over towards. Is Alpheus on the dock right now, or just like with us all, or is he somewhere else?
Alpheus?
I would imagine he's inside, keeping an eye on the chest that's still there.
Okay, Kasira will look over to Endre if she's nearby and just call over to her and say to collect Alpheus so he can assist everyone. Will assist Aquin with managing the ship, and she would have had her hands where the steering is.
Andre just kind of nods before running off to fetch Alpheus.
Okay.
He would come downstairs towards like the room with the chest, knocking the door or knocking the wood before she entered. There's a storm coming. We're trying to set everything ready to avoid the storm, so Aquin kind of needs some help right now. Do you mind coming up with us and figuring out? She kind of looks towards Alpheus.
What happened?
Storm's coming. Aquin needs help managing the boat.
All right, I'm heading up. I start putting the book away.
She just nods before heading upstairs as well.
Okay. You all make it to the top of the ship. What do you guys do?
Whatever Aquan tells me to do.
Yeah, Kasira would have been mimicking what she's been observing Aquin do as they were steering the helm and keeping a close eye out on the waves ahead and seeing if the tides are within their favor or if they're getting more violent as the clouds begin to kind of like lurk over. And she would have held the helm very firmly to make sure she doesn't lose her grip, and her gaze will harden as she's attempting to just brace herself for whatever is coming.
Okay. As you guys continue to sail, slowing down considerably, as I'm guessing that you did roll up a number of the sails, Aquin.
Sorry, say again.
I'm
Roll
assuming
up?
that you rolled up a number of the sails to make sure that they weren't all the way down.
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually the storm is on you. Are you guys doing anything in particular to try and avoid its wrath?
Check my spell spot.
As it was approaching, Aquin was trying to see, if there was any way around it at all. But you already said it seemed to stretch far across the horizon, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sarah would have just stayed put within her spot as she was now faced with the task of manning the helm of the ship. And she would have just kind of like keep glancing towards the sails and seeing if the bow ever like goes under with the waves. And she would have just embraced the storm as much as she despised like the cold water almost like whipping at her skin and soaking her armor. She would have kind of like squinted past the rain and looked to see if everyone else is doing all right.
How about the rest of you? Alpheus?
I guess Alpheus is just helping out however he can, doing what Aquan does as well, but at the same time just singing "I am the storm that is approaching."
Oh Jesus.
Andrew?
Andre is not necessarily one for water. She's helping around, but also making sure that Gar is okay and making sure that no water is tracking into the ship. Trying to make sure it keeps out.
Okay. And Rook?
I, Lucas, have no idea about shipwright or sailing a ship, so Rook is just doing whatever Aquan tells him to do.
As the storm hits, it starts off calm. A steady pouring of rain with lightning off in the distance. But you guys continue to sail on. But eventually the sky darkens. Darkens more and more and more. Sheets of water pouring down from the sky. Violent bursts of lightning striking the water, throwing up splashes near the ship. This storm is massive. As you guys look around, frantically, or Aquan namely, frantically running around with the help of pretty much everyone else except for Kasira, who's continuing to man the helm, tightening ropes here and there, loosening others, trying to get ahead of the massive waves which have been forming. You guys can no longer see the land, and you guys can no longer see more than 100 feet in front of you due to the waves completely obscuring vision in every direction. You guys are entirely focused on making sure that right now the waves in which are crashing into the ship are not going to capsize you and drown you. For in this weather, you will drown if you fall into the water. You guys do continue moving against the storm until after 12 hours of pushing back against this storm, of waves hitting you, of every single one of you is drenched. Every single hair, every single ounce of clothing on you is saturated to the fullest extent. Each of you has drank in more seawater than you'd care to admit, and you guys have not had a break, for if you guys did go on break, you would have died. But through a feat of Aquan knowing what they are doing and being able to delegate to the rest of you effectively, you managed to weather the storm. However, now you find yourself in the middle of nowhere. There is no land in sight. The only reason you know what direction you are facing is due to the compass which you have right now, Aquan. What do you guys do?
Rook smacks down onto the deck on his butt, and he just addresses everybody and says, "Listen, guys, I'm taking my clothes off. I will leave my underwear on."
Yo.
I'm doing the same. I'm
I
doing the
ain't
same.
sitting in these wet clothes. I can go under the deck if that's gonna bother any of y'all.
I'm just going to look away. Syra is like stiff against the helm, and like her hair is like completely like fallen over. Her bun is now just gone. Like the tie was gone, and her tail is tucked. Her ears are flat, and like even like the metal like hangings right just by like the earlobe and everything is now like loose, kind of like almost dangling if it would have fallen off if her ear wasn't pierced, and they're just kind of like loosely hanging, and she's just kind of staring forward with this like wild look on her face after all of the chaos that was ensued with the storm, and she just would have been like, I don't care. I'm just gonna look away, and she's just kind of staring onwards, just very stiff looking. I'll probably just take off my armor, but I am so tired.
Andre would have left for a few minutes before returning back with a different set of clothes. Or back. But it's mainly like a little PJ type, what you'd wear when she would sleep. As she kind of sets up a little like her rope, using it to dry her clothes, and then guiding like I guess the rest of the members to do the same if they wanted to dry their clothes on the deck.
Harry's pajamas with him.
Someone who travels a lot.
All right, well, I'm doing the same as Rook, and I'm finding like a bench or something, or just some flat area, and I'm using the fire hand as a steam press and just trying to dry out my clothes. You know, I hate losing my hand, but there have been some benefits to this that I don't really want to admit. As he's trying out his clothes.
Kasara's like not even blinking, just like, that's great, Alpheus.
Would this work, DM? I need to
It
know.
would, but some of your clothes have like blackened areas for when you had your fire hand there just a little touch too long and you start to singe it. And so there's like sections which are like hand-shaped burn marks on your clothes, but outside of that they still function normally.
I wonder if I use a piece of iron. Does anybody have something metal? I could probably just heat that up and use it.
I'm wearing
dagger.
it.
Something like holdable.
I have a dagger.
If you want, I can try to dry some clothes. Try my best here, but I can certainly try. Better than wet clothes.
We'll walk back up from like underneath the deck without a shirt on, just wearing his pants, and he'll hand you his short sword.
Is this the one I gave you, or is this a different one?
No, this is mine. It's the retractable one that I keep on the arm cuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna just I'll just keep my hand on it. Try not to heat it up too much where it's like burning. But just heat it up every once in a while. Switch it over to my other hand and just use it to like a regular iron in a sense.
Okay. You guys.
Kasara will. Sorry, you got it.
You do manage to dry off most of the clothing. It's still like damp to a degree, but it's the sea. Everything's always damp. What were you saying?
Kasara would have just been looking to see where Aquin is and seeing if they're okay.
Aquin?
Aquin is kind of huddled in a corner of the deck of the ship, kneeling down, like staring at the compass and looking at the sky, and just kind of like muttering to themselves a little.
Sarah will notice this, and out of all of you, besides Aquin, who is the closest to the helm, would you say?
Is there a bench by the helm?
That's a great question. I don't think the ship is that bougie. I don't think
Question:
so.
What is a helm?
It's the steering wheel of the ship.
Yeah, it's at the back of the boat.
Okay.
Where the stern is.
Nah, I think Andre would be in like in the middle of the boat, asking Rook and Alpheus to borrow their rope.
Yeah, all right. Rook would have probably wandered over to the helm of the boat at some point, just because um that's probably where he's been spending a good chunk of time.
Kasara will glance in his direction and then look away, and she'll take off her like chest plate, like chainmail, and actually, yeah, sure, she'll do that, and she would have had like some like standard like fabric and worn this like somewhat of a tank top t-shirt almost look, obviously very soaked, and she'll pass this over to Rook. Can you like cover yourself and just check on Aquin?
I just don't have a shirt on, Kasara. Is it? I mean,
You,
I still
she'll
got
look to the
I still
cover.
got
I thought you were
pants.
completely just. Oh,
So fur and everything.
I know, but still.
I mean, if I took my pants off, the fur wouldn't cover anything, I guess.
Go check on Aquin. She'll like kind of shoo him away.
He has innocent eyes. He's gonna. Andre yells from the
Wait, what'd she
fence.
say?
Andre is just yelling out. Kasira has innocent eyes.
Yeah.
Too much for her.
Rook, shirtless, jacked, absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous physique. You know what it is.
Yeah, the sun is shining down on him. His chest would blind you
Glistening,
at the light.
glistening.
Listening in the wind.
His mane just like blowing past the wind.
So sexy, really hitting the
Gorgeous,
Flavio.
gorgeous man. And Kasara just looks like a drenched, like fucking frazzled ass cat.
You know, he's saying this. In all reality, probably Rook's like mane is also all frizzy, and his coat is all frizzy because of the rain, and
His eyes are covered, but he just like kind of whips it around, and it just a mane just fluffs up.
yes,
Totally normal after that.
But the fur on his chest is short enough that it looks gorgeous right now.
For sure.
his 8-pack abs glistening in the fur.
Exactly right.
Anyways, Kasara will just kind of shake her head and just say, "Listen, I just, whatever. Just things. It was normal. It were my core. Just whatever. Just go check on Aquin."
Yeah, Rook looks deeply embarrassed as Kasira makes a big deal about him not having a shirt on, and will just sheepishly walk away towards Aquin. Eventually, whenever he gets to her, he'll just be like, "Hey, are you doing all right?"
Aquin looks up and looks really shocked and surprised, and gasps and looks back down, and just mumbles a little before saying, "Yeah, it's just obviously we're lost, so
Right. Well,
I guess we could head north, but
I mean, regardless, I guess give me a sec to at least say, good work. I think that we'd all probably be dead if you weren't on the ship with us.
Aquin grimaces a little at first, but then sighs and smiles and says, I do my best, and just kind of looks away.
Well, your best was quite literally enough, so it's appreciated. I mean, we might be lost, but at least in the meantime, I mean, we're never gonna run out of food as long as you keep good berries and stuff around, right?
Aquin looks confused.
Like that one spell that druids can cast a lot of time, good berry.
I wasn't taught magic.
I don't think I follow.
and just kind of says, I mean, I did read a few books on it, but I don't know, I guess, what I am capable of.
Well, I mean, ain't you kind of the same sort of spellcasting type that I am, where we can just kind of meditate on our spells and figure out what we can do and switch them out and whatnot?
I mean, before now, I haven't really used very many spells. But since meeting you all, I've had to use a lot that I never realized I could. And
Well,
Aquan just kind of looks away.
that makes sense. I mean, for what it's worth, I guess. I mean, I don't really know how druids work too well, but for me, um, whenever I'm, waking up or waking up from a rest or going to sleep, there's moments that I take to sort of meditate, and it allows me to kind of just get a sense of what all I'm capable of doing with my magic, and prepare certain spells that I can cast. Like after we took our rest in the plane of limbo and whatever, that's how I got dusk over there, is I just kind of meditated on it for a little bit.
Really? Aquan thinks for a moment. I mean, I just kind of intuitively pick up on them. I don't really think about them that much, but you said it's called Goodberry?
I think so. I mean, I've done quite a lot of traveling, and there were little brief stints and periods where I would interact with other people that had magical capabilities, and there were a couple that were druids at one point or another, and they fed us pretty easily with that spell.
Interesting. I guess I'll have to meditate, like you said, but I don't have this at the moment.
That makes sense. I'd recommend waiting until you're ready to go to sleep anyway. But is there? I mean, I don't know that much about navigation. Is there anything that I could do to help you, or is it more just something that you're gonna have to take some time to figure out on your own?
I mean, I only know so much about star navigation and coordinates, but I don't think I'll be able to figure out very much if I wait until everything's visible. I guess I can just pick a direction, and they look really nervous and sick to their stomach.
Well, he kind of claps a hand on her shoulder affectionately. Think about it this way: ocean don't go on forever. All we gotta do is, if you pick a direction, we'll hit land eventually.
Aquan looks very frightened.
Okay, that wasn't meant to frighten you.
No, just with the idea of the pressure. But yeah. They say no. It's just. What if I pick wrong?
Well, Aquan, I'll just give it to you 100%. I think that not a single one of us will hold it against you, considering that you literally have a better chance of figuring it out than any of us. So who are we to put any form of judgment on you? I think we're all just grateful to have you along because we trust you.
Thank you. And they kind of reach their arm up to pat Rook's arm.
If you need anything, just let me know, alright? I might not be particularly ship savvy, but I do at least know how to pilot land vehicles, and I've been traveling for years at this point.
Oh, that's really nice to know. And they give a weak smile and get back up off of the deck floor and just kind of start getting back into steering them the right way.
Syra will step aside and look towards Aquan thankfully. That was a nightmare, but you guided us through, and I can't thank you enough. By the way, do we call you Captain?
They they give a very I'm really bad with words today. I apologize. They give a like an embarrassed, like a kind of embarrassed honored and embarrassed look in their face and say, I mean, I've been one before, so
Really?
well, I mean, unofficially, but
Well, consider yourself an official captain because that was fucking crazy.
they smile and seem to be in better spirits now.
Kasara will let them man the helm, and then they just still look. Kasara just looks like disheveled. She'll look towards Rook. I'll just have my chainmail back now, and she'll extend a hand out.
Alright.
Sarah will take it and then just put it back on, just with much defeat in her eyes, as she doesn't really have the energy to just change. And she'll kind of roll out her shoulders, a bit tense, and then look over to Aquin again. Do you need us for anything else?
Well, the help is really great, honestly. Maybe... Can I trust you to steer us north? And
Sarah, like-
offers the compass out
Is this to Kasara or Rook?
to Kasira.
Okay. Kasara, as soon as like they mention this, at first she'll like have this like, God damn it, of like having to like steer after 12 hours, but knowing Ogwen has all the good intentions in their heart, and the fact that this trust was now placed on Kasara now, she immediately brushes away this kind of like, not frustrated, just like not bothered, just tired. She's tired, but she'll nod and say, "Yeah, you want us to steer the ship where?"
North, if you could. And Aquin points to the compass. You know, that little letter N.
Okay. Well, you think I can't read?
they cover their face like that they were tired and they just kind of said it.
Andre will yell from the middle of the deck, saying, "You couldn't read common."
Well, I couldn't. I was tired. Okay, and now, okay. Apparently, okay. There's so much shade in this ship, and we're in direct sunlight, and I don't know how that's possible. Mind your business, Andre.
It's not
He's
direct
gonna
sunlight.
quick-
The sun
quick-
is setting.
Quick question. No, you said 12 hours, and
Yeah.
okay, so like, the sun is not up for 12 hours, dog. Would it not be?
No, we've been up for 12 hours.
I know, and dealing with the storm. So it would already be night. That was one of my questions I was gonna ask.
In the summer, sun's definitely up for more than 12 hours in the summer, dude.
Are we in the summer? In
It's
this
like
No,
game?
mid-spring.
I'm looking
you.
something up. Yeah,
Even like
so
mid-spring, even like
it's
mid-spring,
after
I mean,
winter,
definitely.
dog. Nah, I refuse to believe that. I'm looking it up.
Mid-late spring, yeah.
Right now,
DM,
right
DM,
now,
I mean,
dude, in July, the sun rises at like 6 a.m. and sets at like 9 p.m.
To be fair, the
They're like
storm
14 hours.
happened midday, right? And so it,
12 hours
it's
after
like-
that, it would be like 12 a.m. Which the
So-
sun usually sets by then. Unless we're in Alaska for some reason.
if it was midday, right? I mean, if it is midday, I'm not getting also like getting fucked over myself. Mathing is not mathing. It's whatever time the DM says because DM is law.
Yeah. Yeah, don't argue with me. I will smite you.
I was about to say it's probably just DM's choice.
All
So
right,
you said
once again,
now it's like sunset.
Yes.
Okay.
DM.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Andre would have collected as much as the rope as her fellow teammates or her fellow companions would allow her to, and make a makeshift net from her survival out and about, before throwing it down to try catch fish through her net.
Okay. Are you familiar with making fishing nets?
I would assume so, but it's your choice because Andre had been surviving on her own for most of the time. And given her background. But if you say no, that's fine.
I don't think you'd be all too familiar with sea fishing specifically, because sea fishing is very different from normal fishing. Additionally, I'm not sure if you'd have enough rope to fully be able to do that in the deep sea.
Okay.
I definitely want to try something though if that doesn't work.
Could she roll to see it? Or no?
I was gonna say, does she do this in the deck? Like, does everyone see this?
She would definitely. She was in the middle of the deck doing this, like tying the knots and everything.
Okay. Kasara will like call over as she's steering, like making sure they're pointed north with the arrow and everything. If that like doesn't work, if we need to fish, I mean, we can probably tie the rope to like an arrow and like shoot it down and then drag the arrow back up. But I don't know if that'll work because I haven't really, done this out at sea or fish in general. Unless Aquan has something we can use.
We're all like together, right?
Yes, I would assume so, yes.
Aquin could tell her what to do and how to tie it, and then she'd do it.
Yeah. Aquan's had to tell so many people what to do, and they don't like it.
Life
But
hack, Aquan.
Life hack, Aquan. Yeah, Aquan nods and just confirms. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
So DM, can I?
Okay, fully describe
With
to
the
me
support.
every detail.
So she's confirming with Aquin with each knot or with each tie, and she's gathering most of the rope from her fellow members to make sure that it was long enough or big enough. Before I'm trying to before confirming with Aquin if the net looks good or something that she was used to, and then having Rook assist her if he allows to it, because of his strongman energy, throwing it down, holding one edge, and then waiting for a little bit before pulling it back up to see if any fish were there.
Okay, how much rope do all of you have total?
I got a whopping, drum roll please.
I should have 50 feet. That's the basic amount, right? Yeah, rope.
You know, someone
50
has
feet.
Have 50.
Uh, yes, I do. I have. Yeah, I have the same amount.
So we should have like 250 feet of rope.
Okay. So typically, I have looked this up just now. So for optimal fishing conditions, to catch as many fish as possible, the depth in which you want the net, not the depth, because you guys are using the rope to make the net itself. The depth that you want the net to be at is roughly 300 feet deep to 1,000 feet deep.
the optimal. We're not trying to get the optimal. We're just trying to get some.
We're roughly close to optimal.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm checking.
So some fish can swim to the surface. It's not like
There are
they're
those.
all.
And it's not like we're a huge crew for an optimal net. It's
Also,
5
we're out at sea, which means a lot of pelagic fish are not going to be swimming like too deep, especially if it's feeding time. And given that this is deeper in the sea, a lot of the nocturnal fish will be coming up near the surface.
I was about to
Hold
say,
on.
aren't there like flying fish too? Like in
That's
general?
its own thing. You won't really encounter them often.
Damn.
I am doing research.
Koi. Come on, test your fate.
Okay, okay. So, from what I'm gathering, if you were to unwind the rope itself to create a lot of very thin rope, you could make roughly a 6-foot net, give or take. Which would allow you to then drag it on the water. However, you would not get very many fish.
Okay, but I'm not trying to get very many. I'm trying to get enough to feed us for today.
Okay,
In comparison to like, a huge crew.
Yeah,
Which-
like we're not a commercial fishery.
We're not. I feel like most of these statistics are for like huge commercial use.
okay. I am getting help from ChatGPT to do all this, by the way.
DM, let us have fun.
Okay, so without bait or targeting an empty area, you're gonna get 0 to 2 small fish per hour. Give or take.
Okay, can I flip a coin? Or a 3-sided die?
Like roll for it?
Roll me a
Yeah, can I roll
survival
for it?
check.
Alright. This cat is on me. That is a 17.
Ooh.
You managed to pull up 2 very small fish.
In 1 hour?
Yes.
Okay, she's off.
Could we try something instead of eating the fish?
What?
I essentially want to instead of eat. They're too small. Like, how big is a small fish, DM? Like, how big are we talking?
Hold on.
Like, you would fit feel one person or what?
No, not even close.
Well, no, I'm just. I want to. Yeah.
So these are gonna be like maybe 3 or 4 inches long.
All right,
Like
keep
2
trying
Not
inches.
possible to catch with a trawling net, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
They
So
would, yeah.
at that point,
They
you
would
guys wouldn't
slip
even
through the
catch it.
cracks. No, the definition of small fish would depend on the size of your net.
Okay, you guys managed to catch 2 small fish. They are like bass sized.
Okay.
Bass is pretty big in my opinion.
Good soup. You know what? Good soup. Hell yeah.
Hear me out. Instead of trying to just catch these, why don't we just use it as bait and we just break them down, use them as chum to try to attract a bigger fish. I know if there's blood in the water, something big is bound to appear.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great
And
idea.
then I just shoot that motherfucker.
Fuck no.
What do you mean
Good.
fucking no?
An arrow? Like an arrow?
I have a gun.
Yes,
How would I
but
need-
then you'll get toxins in the food.
How would I get
Magic
toxins in the food?
Yeah, the magic. That's
No.
even worse.
No.
How would you
You're
get
not shooting the
fish up?
motherfucking fish. She
I'm
got that
shooting a
motherfucking fish.
fish.
We eating that fish.
Andre will use one of the fish to cut up as more bait before doing it again.
Do you guys not have ration?
She does.
We do, but we only have so many rations, and this is new food, and we've been out here for a bit, and
2 days. We've been here for 2 days.
Well, the thing is, like,
okay?
you have to consider the fact that we don't know how long. We don't know how long until we reach the next land. Yeah. So Andre is doing what she can. So frick you, motherfucker, until Aquin can cast whatever berry.
Whatever
fucking
fish
berry
I shoot, I guess I'm eating then. If I see any fish come to the surface, I'm shooting that motherfucker.
How are you getting the fucking fish out of the water?
Mage hand.
And burn them? Oh yeah, you
Fuck
can
up.
use them.
This
I-
seems to be very close.
I have a flamethrower and I have a single shot. I'm not burning them.
With your
Yeah.
hands.
The fish just
Oh,
like
Yeah, I can eat them. Yeah, I can eat them like that.
Obvious. Hear me out. Just use your mage hand, grab fish in the water, and then throw them on deck. That's it.
Do you
That's
know
gonna
how
take
hard
like
is
a
it to
20
catch
seconds.
a live fish? You try catching one with your hands in the middle of the ocean. If we can just, if we can just get fish to go, if we can just get fish to come to the surface, I can shoot them, use mage hand, and just pick up the dead bodies. There's no way we're gonna use mage hand to catch a live fish. Do you know how fast those guys are?
Okay,
How
DM,
nimble.
can we entertain his idea for a little bit just to see what happens and see if this...
Sure.
Alright, Andre's gonna give half of her bait to Alpheus before continuing her own thing.
What do you do?
So it's up to me now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So do I have half of the fish then?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So can I first look around to see if there's a bucket on the ship?
There's a couple buckets.
All right. I want to grab 2 of them. I'm gonna cut the fish up and just squish it into chum, and I'm doing this over the bucket so that all the fluids drop.
Mhm.
After that, I'm gonna put the second bucket on top. That way, the fish still stays down there, but the fluid should still come out in order to attract it. And then I'm going to put a rope around both buckets to make sure that they're evenly there. After that, I'm going to throw it into the water, and I want to see if there are any big fish that will start to swim up or start going towards it.
Would you guys like to stop the
I'll-
ship while doing this?
Yeah, I'm going to ask, could we slow down for a bit? Because I'm assuming not going to be able to fish too well, especially while moving.
Yeah, and Aquin recruits Rook to start billowing or pulling down the sails.
I do as I am commanded.
Okay.
I command as I do.
Yeah, you slow down the ship, and you toss the bait in the water, and after a very short amount of time, you do It is very difficult to see, but you do think you see some movement in the water.
I would assume around the bucket
We're
too,
gonna
right?
fucking die.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. Could I shoot a ray of frost to try to, at the very least, also catch it? So, like, even if it gets stuck in the ice, that'd still probably work. We can just keep it on deck and just wait for it to thaw. That fish is gonna go to sleep either way. The cold will make it do that.
Jesus.
Watch, it's a dolphin.
If it's a dolphin, we have to do it for survival.
Oh my
I'm
god.
hoping I get a shark. We can't eat too much shark
Oh my
because of the
god, it's
mercury in
amazing.
their body.
God.
We can't eat too much shark because of the mercury inside their body. But I want to try to shoot at it with the ray of frost. Even if I
Swordfish,
don't hit it,
anyway.
try to...
swordfish actually have a higher mercury
Do they?
content than sharks do. Yep.
Oh,
Swordfish
well-
and not tuna. It's another big deep sea pelagic fish. Anyway,
Either
Yeah,
or,
swordfish.
just, you can't eat too much shark or...
I know someone who eats swordfish.
Cool.
Facts of the day.
But
You
I'll start... Yeah.
you
Excited.
shoot a ray of frost into the water, and you manage to kill a couple very, very small fish, which have been munching on some of the stuff near the surface.
Perfect. I'm using them for more chum.
Okay.
If there's blood in the water, they'll come. I will guarantee it. We gotta wait though. But I'm definitely just getting the fish out, squishing them more, putting them in the bucket, and just adding more blood to the water. Which
Okay.
might not be good, but I'm fucking around. I'm trying it.
Yep, you continue to do that a little bit more, and you think that more fish are coming.
I wait until I see them at least circle the bucket.
It is very hard to
And
tell.
then-
It is nighttime at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, like-
Do I have? No, I wouldn't have dancing lights. But you know what, I'll just shoot some more ray of frosts. See what I get. I'm bound to get lucky. It's gambling. I like my odds.
Let's go gambling.
You continue to only get really, really, really small fish.
I'm adding more chum to the water. Well, no, this one I'll keep, and I'll say, all right, we should definitely try it in the morning at least. I can't see too well, but we were able to tell that with the chum, more fish will definitely come.
How much was Andre able to catch adding bait into her net?
You managed to catch more. I can tell you that much. You managed to catch about like one medium fish and two smaller fish.
He wins. I win. And then she gives one fish to everyone, giving Brooke the biggest fish, just because of his size.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Except for Alpheus, because Alpheus is doing his own thing with fish.
Yes, I will catch a big fish during this trip. Put you all to shame.
Yeah, I hope you catch a fish for all of our sakes, so that we don't get to see you leaning over the ship and then suddenly something pops out and grabs you.
Calling it now, he is the first one to get caught by a kraken.
Let's not speak that into existence.
You know, if I get got by one, the entire ship is gonna be got by one, right? But either way, I'm saving the fish. I'll eat a ration if I have to, and then just keeping them in the bucket for bait and chum. And I'm waiting till morning.
Okay, who would like to be first watch?
I'll just be first watch. I'm still not feeling too great, so I might not sleep a whole lot tonight anyway.
Okay. Are you just feeling seasick?
Something like that.
Okay. I guess I'll stay up. Anyone else want to take first watch, or y'all?
Andrew's already heading out to
Yeah.
give a little bit of her fish to Gar.
You know, we could use Gar as bait.
You go to bed. Go to your
Andre-
timeout corner.
Andre yells, "Throw him overboard!"
It's survival of the fittest.
Bed, Alpheus. Clearly,
All
you
right.
spent too much time away.
I'm going.
And as Andre goes to bed, she's gonna learn a little bit more Dwarvish.
Kasara will look to Aquin. You've been basically up all the time because you're manning the ship. You should probably go get some rest.
I should. I trust you. Thank you, Kasaira.
Of course.
And Aquin-
Do you want me to lift the anchor and keep going, or just stay put for the night?
I think we should get as much distance as we can.
Okay.
As much as Alpheus would hate it.
Yep, I'm sure there'll be more fish. There's plenty of fish around the sea, so that's fine.
I'm fine with it. I don't mind moving. I'm just saying I need light.
Okay. Okay, good night. We'll wake you up for the next watch.
And Aquin heads down.
Sarah will begin to haul up the anchor so that they may continue steering forward into the night.
We'll just facilitate whatever and just help her out in doing so.
Okay. You guys continue to sail through the night until morning hits. All of you guys are fully rested once again. And off in the distance, you guys can see an island. And that is where we are going to end it for today. I hope you all enjoyed. We will be back next week, I'm pretty sure. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace.